Very nice to be here. Florida Educational Technology Conference. Well, for those of you who don't know, I really like technology and I love educators, so I'm in the right place. How many people here, just so I get a sense of it, how many people here have ever seen the show Living with Ed? Oh, great, very good. For those of you who don't know, as you might have surmised from that little clip, Rochelle and I have a very different kind of a Hollywood power struggle. We have the only Hollywood marriage that has a prenup that involves carbon credits. So she's a little less than thrilled with me. I was hoping that she was going to come with me for this event, but she did not come. I'm sorry she's not here. She sends her regrets. She's still a little upset over a Christmas gift I got her. I got her a very nice, organic Christmas gift. A very organic Christmas gift. I got her hemp thong, okay? And once again, I'm the bad guy. Once again, I'm not thinking about what she really wants. Okay. But I have been doing this a long time. I can promise you it was not cool in 1970. It was not at all cool to be riding a bike around in 1970 as, when I started doing this stuff, my bell bottoms kept getting caught in the chain. The wind resistance from my afro really slowed me down, so it was a different era, 1970, but now we've come a long way and people are very interested in this, and you are our heroes out there, our educators, our teachers who are here, our administrators, all the people who want environmental education and are embracing digital media. Technology, I think, is a very good way to go for education. It's the kind of medium that young people respond to now, and I think it should be another component. I certainly still love books. I'm sure we all do, but digital technology is very, very important. I'm going to be talking about my journey, how I came to be known as this environmental guy, this green guy in Hollywood and indeed other parts of the nation. It started in 1970, and I'll tell you how that journey came to be and what happened in these, it's 40 years now. This year it's 40 years. But first of all, I want to talk about what I think's at stake. First of all, I want to say again, I'm by no means a Luddite. I really embrace technology. I certainly have traveled with my cell phone and my computer here in Florida, and I have other technology at home, but I also try to keep things simple. I balance between the two, and I think technology can certainly be our friend. There are limits to technology, but technology certainly can help us in a great many ways. Indeed, the reason that we know that there's a hole in the ozone layer over the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere, bigger one in the southern hemisphere, is because of technology. The reason we know what we know about climate change and ocean temperatures and Arctic ice melt is because of technology. So with all the problems that technology has created, we've had many, many benefits, and I think the benefits far outweigh the costs. So I certainly employ a lot of technology in my life, solar and otherwise, and I'll talk about all that. But first I want to talk about what I think's at stake and why I think a lot of people are embracing good environmental stewardship. And I go around the country and I talk about red state folks, blue state folks. People want to do it. And even if we disagree, and I've gone many places where people disagree about climate change, I say, let's not talk about that now. Let's agree to disagree about climate change. But do you want to clean up the air in Houston? Do you want to lessen our dependence on Mideast oil? And do you want to put money in your pocket? How about those three things? And I usually get a resounding yes to those three questions. So then we go forward and we talk about some of the things I've been talking about for a while. And I knew I was onto something when, over a year ago now, I found myself on Larry King Live with T. Boone Pickens, an oil man by the name of Boone, who's become a friend of mine, and we're both talking about the same thing. Lessening our dependence on Mideast oil, foreign oil in general, Mideast oil specifically, and embracing wind power as another big component of of meeting our energy needs. But what's at stake? Why do we want to do all that stuff? Well, let's agree, even if there might be some people here that disagree about climate change. Let's put that on hold for a second. Let's talk about things I hope we all do agree on. We have a problem with air pollution. This is something that's quantifiable with a mass spectrometer and a gas chromatograph and other instrumentation. There's people at the AQMD in the LA area and your air district here in your bigger cities that will tell you about the air pollution that we have. We're in an unfortunate three-way race in Los Angeles with two other cities, with Houston and Bakersfield, for this unfortunate prize every year. What is the prize? The dirtiest air in the nation. Los Angeles, Houston, and Bakersfield vie for that unfortunate title every year. of the dirtiest air in the nation. And there's many other cities that don't attain the very lax federal clean air standards. So we have a challenge with air pollution in this country. I hope we would all agree with that. And it's not something just, oh, Ed can't see the Santa Monica Mountains, so he's upset. We're talking about stuff that the American Lung Association will tell you about: emphysema, asthma, young people, the elderly, the infirm, the very young, really doing damage to the lungs, shortening lifespans, and it's very, very bad. It's not just aesthetics, it's a health issue. Air quality. You want to see really dirty air, you want to see really, really foul air, you got to go outside the boundaries of this wonderful country. You got to go to Beijing, you got to go to Hong Kong, you got to go to Mexico City, Bangkok, and you see what it looks like without the wisdom of a Clean Air Act and the regulations that we have. And you see really dirty air. Very, very big problem over there with air pollution in our country, and even worse elsewhere. So I hope we'd agree with that. I don't think there's any dissent here or anywhere that we have a challenge with air pollution. Our water. We need water to drink. We all need water to drink, to bathe in, to do many other things with. We need clean water. And unfortunately, with the best of intentions over the years, a lot of our lakes and rivers and streams and our groundwater it's become contaminated from a lot of the things that we've all used, we've all benefited from. I'm not here today to point fingers at chemical companies or plating companies, those things. These things happen. Some people were very lax about some of these toxic things. Some were not. Some were trying to do the best they could. Whether we were lax or we were not, we have in our groundwater today a fair amount of trichloroethylene. It's a solvent used to degrease parts. This microphone, this one, might have been made, some of the parts for it, with different processes that involve trichloroethylene. It's a degreaser used in lots of manufacturing. And it's not just trichloroethylene, it's perchloroethylene, a dry cleaning fluid. There's pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, lots of chemicals, a litany of chemicals. PCBs, DDT, long ago banned, it's still in the environment. And it's in the groundwater. Once it's in there, it's very hard to get out. It's much better to keep it out of the groundwater than it is, to try to get it out later. It's a very difficult, very costly process. So I hope we would agree that we do have a problem with our water. And it's not just the groundwater, it's our lakes and rivers